Welcome, creative adventurers. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm Debbie Cohn with D-Cone Designs. Is your stash overflowing with leftover scraps you don't know what to do with? Do you have some leftover jelly rolls or layer cakes or even some fat quarters you just don't know what to do with? Well, I've got a quilt along for you. I'm excited to announce my summer Scrappy Sizzler Quilt Along. The Quilt Along will run 5 weeks over the next 2 months. We'll take a break every other week so that you can catch up on making your blocks. So let me tell you about the details. First, I'll talk about the overview of the Quilt Along, then about the fabric requirements, a couple of optional tools, and last, the schedule. This is week 1 of my summer Scrappy Sizzler Quilt Along. First, the overview. The quilt will be approximately 62 by 62 inches square. Each block will be 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches, unfinished. The layout will be a 6 by 6 grid. That means there'll be 6 blocks across and 6 blocks down. There will be 2 alternating block styles, which I'll go over in a moment. There'll be some simple borders and simple sashing with posts. I will have detailed how-to videos each week that show you exactly how to make these blocks, sashing and borders. Now for the block styles. There will be 2 alternating block styles. It is 36 blocks total. 18 will be patchwork blocks. I'll show you here. This is block 1. It's a simple 16 patch. So what you have is 2 patch makes a 4 patch. 4 patches are sewn together, so you have a 16 patch block. Simple and easy. You will make 18 of those blocks using your scraps. The second block style will be composed entirely of half square triangles. Here's my example of block 2. As you can see, it's half square triangles arranged in a particular order. The rest of the blocks that are half square triangles will be arranged in a different order to make other designs. You'll make 3 of each design for a total of 18 half square triangle blocks in 6 different designs. You'll alternate patchwork with the various half square triangle blocks, and I'll have that layout for you in the last week. For the quilt, I will show you 2 different colorways. One colorway will be a multicolored random scraps from your stash like these blocks represent. The other colorway I will be demonstrating is a 2-color colorway. In my case, it'll be blue and white. I'm looking forward to this. I've never made a blue and white quilt, so I'm going to cross that one off my bucket list with this quilt. Now for the fabric requirements. So for this quilt along, you can use your stash. I really encourage you to use what you've got. Look at your random scraps and use that. Leftover jelly rolls, layer cakes, charm squares, fat quarters, you name it, you can use it. Now for the patchwork block, which is block number 1, you can use anything. Any pre-cuts will do. Jelly roll strips will be great. Fat quarters, layer cakes, charm squares, mini charm squares, yardage, whatever you want will work perfectly for that. In block 1, I will demonstrate both cutting just the 2.5-inch squares and sewing them, as well as strip piecing for the 2-color quilt. For the half square triangle blocks, these squares will be 3.5 by 3.5 inches square. So the only thing you really can't use will be jelly roll strips, but any other pre-cut or yardage will work for your half square triangle blocks. If you're choosing the multicolored patchwork, I really encourage you to use a wide range of contrasting solids or prints or a mix of both, making sure that throughout each block that you have a lot of contrast between light, medium, and dark. That will make sure that your quilt is successful. A note about the sashing. For my multicolor quilt that I'm making, I will be using denim for my sashing and borders. Now, I did price denim fabric at my local big box store and found it pretty expensive. Honestly, I went to the thrift store and I bought some extra large denim jeans, and I'm cutting those into strips for my sashing and borders. I'm excited to see how it turns out because this is the first time that I've used a dark background for my sashing and borders. For my 2-color quilt, my blue and white quilt, my sashing will be white. For tools, you'll need your basic tools such as your mat, your rotary cutter, and a long ruler. I do recommend 2 additional tools, but they are not necessary, they are optional. One is a 4.5-inch square ruler that will make trimming your patchwork and your HST blocks quick and easy. The other is the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmers in the 1/2-inch increments. That will really help make trimming those half square triangles fast and easy for you. I am an Amazon affiliate, and I will leave affiliate links in my video description below, but I do encourage you to shop local first and just use what you have. If you don't have the tools, it might take you a little longer, but it's no problem. Last but not least, the schedule. The first week is this week, week number 1, the overview, the fabric requirements, and the schedule. Next week will be block number 1, the patchwork block. I'll show you two different ways to construct the block and 2 different colorways. After next week, we will skip a week so that you have 2 weeks in between videos. So, thus, in 3 weeks, the video for the first 3 half square triangles will come out. That will be blocks 2, 3, and 4 of 3 different designs of half square triangles. I'll take you step by step through each one and show you 2 different ways to trim up your half square triangles. 2 weeks after that will be the next set of half square triangles, blocks 5, 6, and 7. You'll be able to use either way you want to trim those half square triangles. The final week will be 2 weeks after that, and that's where I'll go over the layout, the sashing, the borders, and the final result. To sum it up, my quilt along will be a stash busting, scrap busting quilt along with easy blocks that you can take your time piecing them quickly as you have time. Please go to my website at dconedesigns.com. That's where you'll find the free PDF that gives you all the information for your fabric requirements and the exact dates for the schedule, along with the overview. Each week you'll find the block patterns available for your use. They will be free. You can download them. The patterns will be free to download through July 31st, 2022. After that, I will remove them from the website, consolidate all the block patterns into a single pattern. Then I will add directions for additional size quilts and then offer that pattern for sale on my website. So be sure to download those block patterns and the overview and layout instructions. Please join me this summer while we reduce those scraps and use up what we've got. I'm so excited. Please leave me a comment if you'd like to sew along with me and give this video a thumbs up. Head on over to my blog at dconedesigns.com and download your free information. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the best way to support my channel, and tell a friend. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week with Block 1, the Patchwork Block.